China has intensified its aggression, especially in the South China Sea. Recently, the Chinese military has been involved in very aggressive behaviors all over the South China Seas, even as the Chinese Communist Party ramps up their disinformation agenda to shift the blame away from them, especially with the current pandemic that has tarnished the image of China in the global community. In response to the aggressiveness of the People's Liberation Army in the South China Sea, the U.S. is responding very strongly as a way of sending a clear message to Beijing that the United States cannot tolerate the aggressive actions of China. The U.S. Navy has been conducting intensive freedom of navigation exercises in the South China Sea, and at the same time, the Marines have been ramping up their preparedness to attend to any form of conflict in the region. The 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit has been very active in the South China Sea as tensions between the U.S. and China continues brewing up. The Marines have been conducting massive rehearsals in the South China Sea where they're rehearsing full mission profiles, simulated close air support and reconnaissance aboard the USS America amphibious assault ship that has been deployed in the region. The Marines are conducting these drills alongside two expeditionary landing battalions, the 1st and the 5th Battalion landing teams that are practicing full assault and beach landing in the hangar bay of the United States. They have been test-firing their weapons in a series of drills that are meant to simulate real battle scenarios while they embark in two waves of MV-22 aircrafts. These types of drill are very essential because they help in mitigating frictions when it comes to executing real-world missions where a lot is at stake. Staging, organizing, and launching two groups of Marines from an assault ship is not an easy task. It is in these kinds of training areas that the Marines, ship's crews, and other support teams get a chance to rehearse on how to carry out real missions. In these drills, they're able to perfect their skills and at the same time correct any glitches that are likely to arise. While a group of Marines is rehearsing in the mainland United States, another Marines unit has been preparing themselves in the South China Sea, where they've been carrying out drills like draping the nets on the side of a ship as a way of debunking a Marine platoon into their small, rigid hull boats that are inflatable. This exercise has demonstrated the Marines Expeditionary Unit's ability to optimally use the space available in the USS America that's currently operating in the South China Sea, as well as testing the Marines' readiness to surge their firepower on the shore using multiple methods. This integrated training harks back to the Second World War during the island hopping campaigns for the Marines. Deliberate planning and execution of missions alongside the Navy has been proven to be a very effective strategy. This can be applied to solve any new problems that may arise. In addition to the tactical debarkation and vertical assault rehearsals, the Marine Corps, in collaboration with the Navy Aviation Assets, have been conducting flight operations every day, both in the daytime and at night. This is improving their readiness, as well as sharpening the skills of pilots and support crews, thus enabling them to be very effective in every condition. They've been flying a range of fighter jets, and most notably the F-35 Lightning has been a key asset in these operations. The fighter jet squadrons have been working in conjunction with the aerial reconnaissance teams that have been patrolling the entire South China Sea. The Marines and the U.S. Navy have been continuously projecting power into the South China Sea to ensure that the Indo-Pacific region remains secure. Throughout these drills, the Marines' expeditionary units have been exposed to unique and challenging ways that have helped them sharpen their skills further. Having the opportunity to use the F-35B fighter aircraft has made them more effective in the ever-changing maritime environment in wartime. This makes the Marines more lethal and flexible in their ways of projecting power in case a conflict breaks out in the South China Sea. The preparedness of the Marines provides the United States Indo-Pacific Command with a force that can instantaneously project rapid power at any point within the Indo-Pacific region, and most likely in the South China Sea. These Marine units have the capability to operate inside the enemy's weaponry system range, thus creating space for the Navy to conduct large-scale operations. The Marines also have amphibious squadrons that are made up of forces that are capable of carrying out sizable military campaigns when needed. This flexibility and organization will make it very easy for the Marines and the Navy to undertake coordinated firepower projections in a unique manner. In addition to this, these are some of the best trained men and women in the United States Armed Forces that are able to address high-end conflicts in the South China Sea and the entire Indo-Pacific region. This shows the preparedness of the United States to inject power if a conflict arises in the region, as China becomes more aggressive there. This is a big show of force by the United States, especially at this time when tensions between Beijing and Washington are at their highest level. The US is sending a very clear message to China, and the Chinese Communist Party should be aware that the United States is ready to defend the freedom of navigation in the South China Sea, as well as protecting US allies in the region.